Some Kentucky lawmakers are not happy with President Obama's gun control plan. Now they've come up with a bill they say will protect the state's gun owners.
Some states have legalized marijuana. Should Kentucky be next? WKYT talks to those on both sides of the issue.
It started with a lost wallet, but ended with a random act of kindness. A Central Kentucky family says it's restored their faith in humanity.
This is WKYT News at 6.
And good evening. President Obama's gun control plan has sparked a fierce debate around this country. He wants to expand background checks for gun sales.
But some Kentucky lawmakers think his plan goes too far. So now they've proposed a bill that says Kentucky would not recognize federal laws restricting gun ownership. Caitlin Sentner explains in our top story at 6.
Prevent the next one.
It's been a hot topic for the feds, and the nationwide discussion surrounding gun control has landed the same topic in the state house.
Kentucky, the Commonwealth, will not abridge any of our Second Amendment rights.
In fact, the same day President Obama addressed the nation, the Kentucky State House talked about the nation's Second Amendment right to bear arms. House Bill 35 has been introduced. It cites the Constitution of the United States, the Second Amendment, and its purpose, according to State Rep. Diane St. Onge, isn't to change current Kentucky state law.
The federal government knows what they can and cannot do, but should they step beyond that line and try to do anything which does abridge those rights, then we as the Commonwealth will not recognize that here.
According to State Rep. Diane St. Onge, this bill has bipartisan support, but we did talk with the House Speaker, and he doesn't seem excited about it, citing rights of the federal government.
No matter what the political moment is, I have never voted for anything which in my mind was unconstitutional, because I put my hand on a Bible and I swore to my God to uphold the Constitution of the United States. And I'm not going to, for political expediency, violate that oath.
Although the speaker may not agree, St. Onge says it's a safety guard.
We need to make a stance. We need to let folks know where we do stand, and the rest of the country should be doing so as well.
In Frankfort, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
The House bill has not been assigned to a committee yet.
Months after a burglary at a Kentucky police department, police have now arrested one of their own for that crime. State police say in November, someone broke into the Simpsonville Police Department and stole drugs, guns, and $30,000 in cash from evidence lockers. Today, police arrested Simpsonville police officer Terry Putnam at work and charged him with the burglary. He told reporters that surveillance video from a gas station will prove he's innocent.
Terry, anything you want to say to the public?
Didn't do it. That's all I can say. Check with Hux on Shelbyville Road.
Check with who, sir?
Hux gas station.
Are you saying you're on video somewhere?
I'm on video going home. Yep.
He was referring to Huck's gas station. Police say Officer Putnam has been in law enforcement for 23 years, the last 2.5 with Simpsonville Police.
State police now believe a fire that damaged a Laurel County auction house was set on purpose. The fire started overnight at Castile's Auction Company on Highway 490 in East Bernstadt. The owner says the fire spread from a trailer used for storage to the auction house. He says someone driving by noticed flames and called for help. A University of Kentucky student police say owned a drone that crashed inside Commonwealth Stadium has agreed to a plea deal. Peyton Wilson pleaded guilty to third-degree criminal trespassing, a misdemeanor. He also paid a fine. He was originally charged with wanton endangerment. Police say Wilson's drone slammed into the suite-level glass at the stadium shortly before UK's game against Louisiana Lafayette in September, and they say it came close to a parachutist.
3 days into the legislative session, and already an old debate is sparking controversy. But this time, supporters of legalizing marijuana hope that momentum from other states will sway Kentucky lawmakers, convincing them that now is the time. Two bills, one to legalize recreational marijuana and one to legalize medical marijuana, will be introduced this session. Miranda Combs has a debate new tonight at 6.
Resolution number 30. This is a place where ideas are put on paper. Some never become anything more than words. Others become law. There is a topic, though, that's come up in this building several times but never made it to a floor.
I would love to get a vote on the floor this year, either in the Senate or the House.
Mike Ward is a former U.S. congressman, now living in Louisville and working to get medical marijuana passed this session.
It's about allowing people the opportunity to use something that millions are using already, legally in 23 states, illegally here. It's time to bring them out of the shadows.
I have to go out on the streets and look for it, and it's not safe. I need safe access. People like me need safe access. We're not criminals.
Eric Crawford says he smoked marijuana, as he does every day, before coming to the Capitol to support his friend Senator Perry Clark.
And I could move, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay in this state and fight for my rights and the rest of the people's rights who deserve this medicine.
Crawford is a quadriplegic.
And the doctors told me if I didn't smoke marijuana or use marijuana, I'd be blind in a year.
He broke his neck 20 years ago.
Cannabis is medicine, and it's silly to stop it.
Senator Clark has introduced medical marijuana to his fellow lawmakers not once, not twice, but 3 times.
And there was never any real movement on that.
So instead of giving up, he's going bigger and has pre-filed a bill for recreational use of marijuana.
So is your thought process, if I go with the whole shebang, at least I'll have a chance of just getting medical marijuana?
Now you're on it. That's exactly right. That's why I pushed that boundary. I can take that heat.
He has letter after letter from people like Crawford feeling like criminals to feel better.
The fallacy of the whole cannabis, and you'll hear people say this over and over, is it's a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug. It'll lead people to do these other things.
It's a gateway drug, and I'm not at all convinced that that's not the reality we have, and it bothers me and it gives me a lot of concern to make it any more accessible and available for abuse than it already is.
Senator Whitney Westerfield says he's not inclined to hear a bill on recreational use or medical use. His past work weighs heavy.
I believe some of those stories, but I have to balance that against the risks that I see. And as a former prosecutor, I have seen firsthand the cases where some driver under the influence of marijuana has killed somebody. I've seen the damage to life that does.
Westerfield coming from a place of experience.
We have a bad enough problem with addiction. There's no need in contributing to that anymore.
And people like this man talking from experience too.
I don't want dope smokers all over the street, but I want us sick people to be safe inside our house.
And another issue we heard several times from legislators who don't support it is their concern that people might fake an illness to get prescriptions for marijuana. Basically, the uncertainty of the prescription guidelines just aren't enough reliable for some. And in regard to recreational, with Kentucky's history of abusing pain pills and the heroin epidemic, some legislators say this would be just adding to that problem.
But the authors of these 2 different bills, they have some kind of, they're optimistic. Maybe one of them, whether it's medical or recreational, is going to be passed this session?
I think they still realize there's a long way to go,
Sure.
but they feel better than last year, which is the best they can do with this.
Miranda, thank you. We saw plenty of sunshine today, but Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking some rain and other changes headed our way. He joins us with an early look at the forecast. But Chris, what a great day.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there so far today, and that's going to carry us through the evening before the clouds thicken up enough to bring rain into central and eastern Kentucky. Quick drop in temperatures, though, already now low 40s beginning to show up across parts of central Kentucky. We're still into the upper 40s to low 50s southeastern corner of the state. Look at that shot out of Jackson, where we have a little smoke there in the distance. Notice how it's kind of hovering in the valleys, and we will get that air to rise a little later on tonight. And that's as a wet weather maker begins to pull on into town from the west and the southwest. This isn't a big-time system. It's going to have enough juice, though, to bring rain into the region very late tonight into the first half of tomorrow. Initially, we're just getting in on some high clouds that are out there this evening. Let's hit the fast-forward button on that hour-by-hour radar. Watch your timeline. You get into the wee hours, the morning 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and look at the rain now beginning to pop across much of central and eastern Kentucky. As we look ahead, we have one more rainmaker coming up as we go into Saturday, and then it's all about Old Man Winter finally showing up, and he's going to try to make up for lost time in that 7-day forecast. We'll track some Arctic cold and snow chances in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. It shows that a random act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life.
A Central Kentucky family says what happened to them after a trip to Fayette Mall this week has restored their faith in humanity. Hillary Thornton has the story.
It was a rare evening out for the young family.
I work a lot, so we don't get to go out very much.
Enjoying time together at Fayette Mall, grabbing a bite to eat in the food court.
Left the food court, walked to the other side of the mall, was actually about to purchase some stickers and realized I didn't have my wallet.
The family then rushing back to the busy food court, hoping to find the wallet that was filled with cash, a credit card, and Mickey Humphrey's driver's license.
I figured it was gone. I don't really have a whole lot of faith in people turning in.
Then checking with the customer service desk, someone did come to turn it in. However, unable to guarantee it would get back in the owner's hands, they suggested taking it to the address on the ID.
I live in Nicholasville or in Lexington. There's no way somebody's gonna go that extra step.
The family then leaving the mall distraught.
I was trying to just go ahead and get over it.
Driving to Humphrey's parents, the address on his ID, finding a note.
Mickey, we do not know you, but we found your wallet.
The note next to his lost wallet along with the $200 cash.
To lose that money, I mean, yeah, we would get over it, but it goes a long way.
An act of kindness meaning a lot to this family, raising a 5-year-old and a 6-month-old, an act restoring more than some money in their pockets.
My faith in humanity. I want to tell them thank you. I appreciate the extra steps they took in getting my stuff back.
In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Some classy people there. Awesome. While the vote was signed anonymously, the family hopes that one day they'll be able to thank the Good Samaritans in person.
A Lexington hospital has unveiled a new center designed to help patients get their health back on track. We'll explain next.
And then, maybe you've heard, Saturday's Powerball jackpot has set a new record, and it keeps Kentucky store clerks very busy.